Morning. It was like a good morning to get a bunch of corn harvested. So yesterday, Jim was looking at this semi to see what was going on with the lights. Discovered we have a broken connector on the truck. See if we can clobber something together or order a new one. So he was saying that where this housing's broke, it was pulling this way, which is pulling it out of the connector back here. Okay. So I don't know if we could just plaster it and tape. I don't think that'd work actually. So one thing I did forget about this morning that we got to do before we get going. 5S Massey Ferguson is going back to Massey Ferguson. This was a seasonal demo from Massey. And well, it's bush hogging season's pretty well over. So we are going to unhook from this and take it over to the shop. In our infinite wisdom, we didn't put the jack on the bush hog, so that's good. We got nothing to lift that thing with. Check, see if it's in the 8400 here. Nope, tis not. Alright, problem solved. Nothing a few blocks wouldn't fix. To the shop we go. You ever have an uh-oh? Uh-oh. That's why this is concrete in here. Fun fact for you, the first year we did YouTube, we have two trailers with these remotes. Notice how this one says black? It's for the black trailer. They didn't always have that label. So, Big Mike, buddy, used to help us all the time. He was pulling in and I was walking out to the pit. Truck was running empty. I had that remote just cranking that door open. I'm like, that is weird. It's not opening. Nothing's happening. And then I look at Big Mike's tailgating corn all the way across the driveway. And then they all got a label. This stuff was awful dry. Awful dry. Yes, I'm left-handed. So we're on this side of the road. Neighbor on this side, shared driveway, so they got a truck in the road. We just each try to park in half the road and go around. Try to keep one wheel on the hard pack. Dad is breaking through the field here. These passes in this field are a mile long. Definitely can't make it all the way down. So he is gonna break through, and basically that way the grain cart can cut across to go and load. So we'll do most of our loading right here. I'd say they've probably about got me a full load. Because it looks like Dad's probably got 400 bushel in the tank. I think BJ had 500 bushel or so in the cart, so got here just in time. I think we have about 150 acres left in this field. It's well, I guess it's not as early as I thought it was. It's 10:30. Hopefully we can knock that field out today. Make a big dent in it anyways. It's going to depend entirely on how much of it's down. If it's not down, he can haul the mail. Go hop in with Bubby for a little bit. It would appear we have a slight issue. Track's lost tension. So progress just came to a screeching halt. That track has lost all tension, and for whatever reason our cart didn't have a tensioner in it, so I am on the way to the local case store to borrow one. So BJ is going to try to limp this cart over here to along the road, and basically Dad's just going to deadhead to the cart and dump. You may be wondering, why do we dump into the cart? Why do we value that so much? Well, for example, this particular field, we farm on a split with the landowner. That was a pretty popular practice in the area. We still have a few farms like that, and that's how this one is. But we store all the grain together, so those scales on that grain cart is how we keep track of that. So especially in this field, it is very pivotal. I hope he don't roll that track off. I think he'll be fine just easing it over here, but if we would keep using it, I do believe we would roll the track off or tear it up for sure. It's got a sag. There is a pressure gauge in there, and it's very low, very, very low. It's got a slight drip to it, so we're probably just going to have to keep checking it periodically, and probably just keep adding oil to it until we can get that drip addressed. But hopefully we can do that in a couple days. It's supposed to rain, or maybe in the morning, I don't know. So it just so happens that our bank is on the way to the tractor store, so I've got to stop and print paper off. We had to drop off them anyways, so I got to run over here to the shop. Yep, Massey's Repossessed. That'll probably be the title, and you watch, someone will click on this video without watching it just to talk about farmers and subsidies and all that stuff. Anyways, wanted to get attention, here we go. And we're here. 20 minutes, not bad. Ooh, that's us. Nope, there's one with tracks, perfect. Let's see, that one ain't gonna get a cut. But it does not have a track tensioner. That one probably does. But they're not an equalizer, so I don't know. This might not work. So we got the hydraulic lines there. Apparently you're supposed to be empty when you do this, so I'm pulling under the cart now. That's what we've been doing while I was going roughly an hour and a half. So it took 20 minutes to get there, 20 minutes to find the stuff, had to drop something off the bank, here we are. But basically the trucks have just been pulled under the cart, trying to keep from moving that as much as possible. You can see where the track has walked out this way a little bit before we noticed it. So definitely don't have to move anymore. Like Jim or Jeff, one of them just got back. All right, we got the hydraulic line hooked to the track, but not to the tractor yet. We're definitely leaking fluid. And we are at 0 PSI. We were almost at 0 earlier. I don't know if it's gonna fix it or not. Whoa! Hello? What? How many PSI?
Huh? Is it holding? No,
You're at 1,000. So here's our status update. We are leaking oil from an accumulator right there. It is apparently bad. So we went to go get the other grain cart, and well, surprise, surprise, we got some issues with it too. Thought we'd at least be able to use it for the day till we could get this one fixed, but that didn't work. But one thing about Umberford's having such a large dealer network, we've got a dealer coming out here to fix this thing in the next hour, so that's fantastic. Just like that, we're back in business. When it comes to service, I've yet to find anyone as good as Umberford. So I called my rep, said, hey, this is what we got going on, and he facilitated this. So grade A people. Also, thank you to Bain Walker and Ag Pro. Borrowed some tension gauges from Bain and borrowed that that valve or whatever, that pressure chamber, whatever it was, from Ag Pro.
Hey, afternoon, everybody. Ron just give me a camera.
We thought we'd get started early this morning. Thought we'd get this field pretty well done. We had about 150 acres to go. Well, we got 100 acres to go, yeah. We had the green cart sprung a leak. Accumulator come loose on it and blow the O-ring, so had to get some parts for it. Called the First. They got parts for it right away. Courthouse, and the fellow come down from Ag Pro and put a new one on. Got it fixed. They just got it gone. Boys, whenever we got our old cart, couldn't get scales work. Didn't have the right iPad. I think I loaded it 2 or 3 times, and that was it. Then they had to load it on the cart. We could use the cart, just couldn't move it. So we loaded on the other first carts were wet, put it on the truck, and that's how we kind of slow going. Then this field's like a mile long, so I've broken 2 in the middle. We're loading down there about the middle way of the field. I kind of worked each end off. Just a lot of deadhead. So I'm good now. Going back to the end, start. And there's 12 rows. I got the far side everywhere along the woods. Creek open up yet. So we'll get these trucks loaded and we don't do that. We'll get stuff. It's down and we're pretty good. Plus there's a lot of brush in it, sticks, limbs, wind. Last night plugged it up a couple times. Got limbs in between the gettering chains and the stripper plates. But we had a heck of a time getting one of them out. Piece of driftwood. Wasn't very big, but it was tough. So hopefully get back at it. Do what we can do. Gets dark, gets tough, that's about it. Yeah, I'll be running a half hour after dark. See how it goes.
A little bit of a perspective on how much of the field we've got. We're not quite half done. Not quite. There's the gooder corn. That's right, the gooder corn. That's how fast Pops is going. 5.2, 213 bushel corn, 13% moisture.
We're going into the sun, that glare. At least the wind's blowing the dust away. So. Moving right along, run about as fast as you want to run this corn. This went down so bad, kind of got slowed down, so it helped grab a hold of it, pick it up, and try to. Ain't much on them stalks there, just little nubbins if anything. Most of it blank. Just get right in the corn real good. Probably 150. And then we drop back out, top of the bank here. Corn down in here. Just not enough of it.
Want your gloves?
I got gloves.
So Dad is finishing opening the field, and we drove over to where he cut across to meet him, and about that time I seen a tree limb pop up. BJ's, he's moving. So they tried to come by a tree limb. Had a hurricane just knocked out every tree limb that was kind of loose. We just had to put it in mulching gear. Mulching gear. I think we've harnessed a nader. Felt like we were making a tornado out of corn stalks. 20-mile-an-hour floating on a cloud will do that to you, though. Trying to finish opening this field up before the sun goes down. Down in here in the field, we're really good. We got some really good yields. This gravel bar right here just kind of wraps around, and it's really bad there. Like, really bad. Like all the way down to 20, 30 bushel corn. So, really bad. Up here, we're 220, 230, 210. Good corn. Corn that's fun to harvest. That's what I'm talking about. Just large patches of stuff like that. Sometimes they're small, but that one's pretty small. But there's places like that where that's basically what you're dealing with. Now, every time I show low yields and whatnot, I always get the question about a pivot, because the river is right through those trees. I mean, we're less than 20 yards from the river right now. And it's a pretty decent sized river. Plus we have an underground river, which is kind of like an aquifer kind of deal. There's plenty of water here is what I'm getting at. I mean, when you do a well here, less than 100 feet, you're finding good water. That's not the problem. The problem is, this farm, for example, we own a percentage of. We don't own all of. So in that circumstance, you kind of want to own it all when you're improving the land like that. If both parties agree to pay for it, you know, maybe it doesn't matter, but in our situation, that's not what's going on. So we're doing what we can with what we have, and typically we have like 45 inches of rain on average, so it's not as big of a deal. For example, a good friend of mine, he just put in pivots 3 or 4 years ago. He has probably like 800 acres under pivot. He told me the other day he cannot swear to them making money yet, so I don't know. He says that as he's sending me a video of him harvesting 250 bushel corn, but you know. Unloaded, so we got a little bit of time before we'd walk out here. I'd show you some of this corn. It's down really bad, and there's just nothing there. Like, look at this here. That's the good stuff right there. Nothing better than picking up down corn, especially when it's like 20 bushel down corn. Yep, good stuff here. Oh, looky there, that one's bigger. Perfect. Out of the dust, he will emerge. God dang, there we go. Wish it was all I got. So we decided to break through the middle here. And now we should be able to really move some bushels. The field's completely opened up finally. We're going to be able to dump going down and back. Sun's going down. Dust is laying thick now. I don't think it's supposed to frost, but we'll see. As much down corn as there is, once the moisture hits, it will not take long to shut us down. We need that 20 bushel corn to really slide up them snouts. You may be wondering, why are you guys looking at my face in the grain cart? BJ's youngest boy, Mason, he had a Halloween program or something, so I hopped in the cart and he went to check that out, and well, progress kept on keeping on.
Well, the sun's going down. Dark now. Starting to get a little tough. Still sliding through though, pretty good. Got this truck, another truck to load. That's going to be in the cart probably.
Like still going through that down corn pretty well. Probably should have kept the guys here for another hour, because I think we could have kept on keeping on. So today we're going to end up doing close to 100 acres with the cart being down for the first half of the day. Not bad. I really wanted to get the whole field done, so we were about 50 acres from where I wanted to be, but all in all, not terrible. I think tomorrow we will definitely knock this one out, and there's 50 acres left in the field, and there's those trees. Hoping to finish it. As always, that is assuming everything holds together and no unforeseen circumstances that come up. So now that everything's loaded, we're going to go ahead to the sheds. We're actually putting them in the sheds at the old grain facility. Park these things in here for the night. Hopefully get them back out early in the morning and do it all over again. So there's where we're at acres wise. And that's what the field's averaging so far. So we have 65 acres left in that field. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. If you would, do me a favor. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'll see you in the next one.